Hello, America. Damn, I look rough. Rough night. I keep my grandson, who's 4 years old, yesterday, and I have a great big giant California king-size bed, and he sleeps in it with me. But yet, it's like he's jumping out of an airplane skydiving at night, and every 5 minutes he has to reposition himself like he's in a free fall. And he's 4 years old, and he's like 6'7" when he lays down and stretches out. Just a lanky, lanky, nothing but arms and legs like a spider. And he just is all over that bed, and he pushes me to the very edge because I got it wedged in against two walls and a dresser so that he won't escape through the night without having to crawl across me and wake me up. But anyway, so that's why I have a sleepless night. He's safe with me. He's got an older brother that stays with mommy, and I look after him. His daddy's another story, but anyway, he's not there in the picture, so me and grandma take turns with the boy, and they're in good hands. It's just this generation, man. How many grandparents are spending their time and their money and their lives raising the next generation, but no complaints here. But anyway, I want to talk to you today about, I'm not getting any kind of hits on these videos. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, so I'm going to start breaking it down. I'm a praying man, and I believe that the Lord has given me a little bit of insight in how to make these mass shooters understand this journey that they're on. So I'm going to compare mass shooters to kids that are going into high school. There's the freshman, there's the junior, or the freshman, the sophomore, the junior, and the senior. 4 years. We're going to pretend this is a 4-year journey for a lot of these guys, and I'm going to start breaking it down with what freshmen are going through, what sophomores are going through, what juniors are thinking about, and then what the seniors are doing, getting ready for graduation, graduating to that act of extreme violence in their journey, in their education. Because high school is an education, so is the journey to mass shooting. It's an education. And I get so frustrated because, there is nothing worse than a reformed tyrant, a reformed psychopath, a reformed sociopath who has seen the light in the error of his ways and has come away with a different, better perspective, and I'm still alive. Most of the people that I never thought I turned 63 yesterday with my grandson. Never thought I'd see 63. Golly, because of the journey that I was on at a young age. But I'm going to start teaching about the journey in a comparison to high school. When the freshman wakes up in the morning, the first thing he does is he just entertains the thought that it's beginning to take hold, the idea of killing. We all have this idea of killing. Let's say this guy's 16 years old, like a regular freshman would be. Idea of killing. He's mad at somebody, single home, mom works all the time, no dad, mom has boyfriends, whatever the situation. You fill in the blanks, because every situation is different. We see the poor all the way up to the wealthy, the rich. Paddock was wealthy, rich. He still shot up the festival. Then we have the ones that are poor, got nothing to fall back on, and they shoot up everybody. So there's a big spectrum between these shooters. But anyway, the freshman wakes up, innocent, young, and all he's doing is he's just mad. He's mad. He's looking for purpose. He's looking for reason. 16, 17, 18, 19 years old in his life. By then his life should have purpose. He looks at his friends or his classmates or his buddies. They've all got purpose. They've got girlfriends, boyfriends, driving cars. They're involved in sports. They go to church. They have purpose in their life. His life is just filled with one or two games, Fortnite, Call of Duty, whatever. He says, I don't blame the games. He's just entertaining himself because his mind is continually running. It's running. These shooters are smart. We got to quit thinking that they're a bunch of idiots. They're smart, incredibly smart, very manipulative. And so he's beginning to move toward this idea of killing. It's just an idea. It's just an idea in his head. It's been planted in his head. He's had enough, but he doesn't know what to do. So he's beginning to think, hey, man, well, if I'm in charge of my own destiny like everybody else seems to be, well, then maybe I just need to form a destiny of my own, since I don't seem to have one forming for me. His buddies are getting ready for college. Getting ready to go to all league quarterback, or he might not be friends with the quarterback, but you know what I'm saying. The few friends that he does have, they have things that they're doing in their life, in their high school, in their journey through life. They're involved with other stuff. Well, this guy's involved with very little, if any. He's a loner. He's always been alone. He's always been alone. He's always been the one left alone. And the reason being is he might have a little bit of weirdness to him. He might not have no weirdness to him. He might just prefer to be alone. He might have been a baby that when he cried, the only reason he cried was he was hungry. Once he was fed, he didn't want to be held. He wanted to be in his crib alone, playing with the overhead stuff that was spinning around. There's babies like that, and they grow up with that. They'd rather just be left alone, so they're left alone. That's their preference. That's what they move toward, is being alone, is aloneness. But he's moving toward this idea to kill. And it's taken root, and it's taken a hold of him. And soon, because he's already had a taste for violence somewhere in his life, maybe by watching mom get beat by the boyfriends, or maybe mom just beating the hell out of him because she's just as frustrated, can't seem to make ends meet, maybe a drug addict, maybe a drunk, maybe nothing. We don't know. But there's things in his life that have pushed him toward violence and leaning toward a taste of violence. He's seen it, even if it was just by viewing it. He may not have been a participant, maybe not have been molested, maybe not have been touched, maybe not have had anybody put their hands on him. And then again, maybe have been molested his entire life till he outgrew the molester, or the molester moved away, or the molester lost interest in him because his little body changed. And the child molester didn't want to have anything to do with it. We don't know. We just don't know what happened. But he's leaning toward making his own purpose and finding purpose. He's a freshman on the journey of mass murder. And he wants to find purpose, and he's moving toward graduation. It might be years away, but he's moving toward. And in the meantime, he's going to get educated. And he's getting educated now. He's beginning to put together stuff. And one of the ideas that passes through that mind is the idea of mass shooters, of a mass shooter. He can't help but say that he's watched it. He sees it on TV every time there is one. It hasn't quite grabbed a hold of him yet that he can be one. But he likes the idea that this guy just goes in there, takes control of his own destiny, is killed in the end, most of them are. But he makes a mark, man, and he's trying, for some reason, that is attractive to him. There's an attraction in it. Not to the point where it's gripped him hard enough to make him want to pursue or entertain the idea of becoming a mass shooter, but it's that opening, it's that purpose. They're looking for purpose. All of them look for purpose. And as a freshman, he's seeing purpose in what these guys are doing. And before long, a taste of violence is if he hasn't already had a taste of violence where somebody violated his space or his mind or his body or his life in some degree or no degree. But there's going to be a taste of violence come in there. Somehow, somewhere, a taste of violence will come along. And before long, when he's a junior, a seed of violence will set in. And he'll begin to grow that seed and nurture it. That's when he's going to know that he's hooked. That's when he's going to know that, hey, I know now what my destiny is. When he's about a junior, senior, he's going to know then that he has a purpose. And that purpose is to kill in mass. But right now he's just a little baby shooter. He's a little freshman, like a freshman in high school. Doesn't have a clue, but he's got purpose, entertaining, running around in his mind, whereas before he had no purpose. He doesn't have a girlfriend to entertain, occupy his time, spend his money. He's on the internet now, watching the countless reels of Klebold, Harris, Cho, Paddock, Lanza, all the rest of the Looney Tunes that were out there before him. It's very entertaining when you have no purpose in your life and you watch these guys stand up, suit up, and take over the world, even if it's just for a split second, 30 minutes of time, but yet they're in control and they're going into the history books as somebody. They were nobodies before Friday. Friday they showed up and shot up Columbine, and now all of a sudden they're somebodies. I don't know if it was a Friday, I'm just saying that. Anyway, that's a 10-minute video, long enough. I'll get back with this. Hopefully I'll be able to get something into y'all's heads so that by the time you understand, when they get to graduation time and they go up there and get that diploma, oh, Lord God. All right, that's enough for now.